Yo ningens, what is up? What is good? It's your boy, Seven the Savage, and we're back at again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about the recently released Developer's Backyard blog for Guilty Gear Strive. You got some interesting news in terms of the new characters released, Nagariyuki and Giovanna. So, without further ado, let's fuck it up. Okay, so before this video begins, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. It would mean a lot to me. And if you're new, consider subscribing. I do a lot of fighting game content, tutorials, fighting game gameplays, stuff like that. I also do other videos and some discussions here and there. So consider subscribing. Really appreciate it. Okay, so back to the video. So in this Developer's Backyard, it's going to mainly consist of like questions from the people, from like fans, and the developers answered it, as well as like information in regards of the new characters, Giovanna and Nagariyuki. Okay, so let's start with Giovanna. She's a rushdown character, like we all thought she was. As you saw in the trailer, she mainly rushed down her opponents. She's beginner friendly, so she's easy to use. She'll be probably difficult to master, but she's going to be easy to like just pick up and like learn. She has short normals, like all rushdown characters. So like, if you think about it, she will be a little bit she'll be a little bit on the short side, so like her normals won't go as far as like other characters like Nagariyuki, Kai, so people with like swords and weapons and shit, her normals aren't going to go that far. But apparently she has a unique special to get her in on her opponent. So rushdown characters don't really have long normals, so they have like specials to compensate for that, like moves that will help them rush in on their opponent so they can apply pressure. So apparently she has that. One interesting thing that they mentioned is that she has a unique mechanic that allows her damage to increase as she builds tension gauge. I think they might be referring to this image. I'm going to put this image up on screen right now so you guys can see it. And they said it's not a transformation and it doesn't really alter anything for her, so she's not like a transformation type character. She doesn't have an install, she doesn't have like a stance or anything, so we don't really know what to expect from her. I guess that like move that she does, it might just be a mechanic. It might just do something passively for her. I know they say it doesn't like alter anything for her, so we'll know more once we actually get our hands on her, once we can actually play her. And the next up, we have Nagariyuki. He's a vampire samurai, so RP my nigga Slayer, you will be missed. Hopefully you'll be DLC in season 1 or season 2. You a real one, can never forget you. And Nagariyuki, he's a little on the thick side. And when I say thick, I mean thick with 2 C's. Like my man's been in the gym. My man's a little too thick. So because of his thickness, he allows similar movement speeds to Potemkin. So he's a big boy. He's a thick boy like Potemkin. So he doesn't have like a I would say a double jump or an air dash. So yeah, he doesn't have a double jump, and he can't like, I think he has an air dash, but I don't think he has a ground dash. They didn't really specify that. But he does have a movement option to help him get in, which is called Fukuyo. I can't pronounce that word. Fukyo. I'm gonna say Fukyo. Fuck. Okay, yeah. But yeah, that word is to basically compensate for his lack of mobility. So that special, I'm pretty sure it's a special move, just like Giovanna, that will help him get in on your opponent, because my man is kind of thick, so he can't really like dash on you, and like he don't got that much mobility. All that thickness is weighing him down. Oh man. Yeah, so that's it for Nagariki and not Giovanna. You guys will see the images on screen right now. You can pause it if you want. In regards to like the backstories of both of them, their nationalities, their likes and dislikes, and all that other jazz. It's gonna be on the screen right now for you guys. And next up, we are going to be going over the questions, the meat and potatoes, why you guys are all here. Okay, so I'm gonna be breaking these down question by question. So question 1, question 2, question 3, and I'll say the question, say the answer, and basically just summarize it a little bit. So question 1: How has the ranked match system really been removed? Answer: There is no ranked match mode. That function is now fulfilled by the online lobbies. There are separate lobbies, one with multiple levels that have restrictions based on the player's skill level, and one with no restrictions that anyone can enter. We'll discuss the player matches elsewhere. Our goal with the previous ranked match system were as follows: player matches with different players depending on their skill level. So players match with players based on the skill level. So like, I guess would be like the colors, or well, no, in the beta they did floors, so I'm guessing it's gonna be like based on your floor. So say if you're on like floor D, and you're going to get matched with everybody that's on floor D. You're not going to get matched with floor A, B, or C. You're going to get matched with everybody that's on floor D and probably lower, if that's a thing. Players can practice in training mode while waiting for a match. So it's kind of like how all the other Arc System games work. So like in DBFZ and Grand Blue, you can practice in training mode, and if you get a match, it'll notify you and you can jump straight to the match. And 3, players feel motivated to improve because they get evaluated based on their skills and match results. So basically what they're saying is that players will feel more motivated because they can see the progress that they're making in terms of like their skills and how well they're doing in their matches. Next, these goals will be met by the online lobby. So the online lobby will fulfill all 3 of these goals. Our reasoning behind including it in another mode is that we wanted to avoid the player base being split between different modes. By doing it this way, the players will conjugate in one mode, making it easier for everyone to enjoy matches with players close to their skill level. With previous titles, there was a tendency for players to gravitate towards modes that didn't impact their ranking until they improved at the game. We want all the players who pick up Guilty Gear Strive to be able to enjoy playing matches online. So we prepared features that make it possible for everyone to match with players close to their skill level. One of our concepts for Guilty Gear Strive is to make a game that is fun to play, whether you go deeply into it or not, both online and offline. While the game has mechanics worth delving into, such as deep techniques and mechanics intended for advanced players, having a matching system that pairs players appropriately means that players of all skill levels can learn how fun fighting games can be. Okay, so basically ranked is basically gone, but it's replaced by the floor lobbies. And what they want to do is make it so that everything is like in one section. So like your ranked matches, your casual matches / player matches, all that is kind of combined into one place. So they combined everything in one place so everybody can like play together. But my concern about that is that some people just want to play player matches. Some people just don't want to like go into like a ranked match and just play a ranked match. Some people want to go to casual or player matches. I go to casual and player matches to like test stuff out, or just to like test a new team, or just in case I don't want to play ranked and just want to fuck around sometimes. So I think, I don't know if they did do away with player matches, but we'll see in another developer's backyard. Okay, question 2. I have a question about online matches. In the new game, will there be a ranking system or other similar system in Strive? Answer: there is a system that restricts the lobby players can enter based on their skill level, which, while similar to the previous ranking system, there is a renewed version of the prior concept. As mentioned earlier, our goal is to provide a fun experience for a wide variety of players. Our goal is to solve the issue of players avoiding matches due to being overly concerned about the fluctuation of points or maintaining their win ratio. Players can then enjoy matches with others close to their skill level, creating a situation where they don't lose anything even if they don't win a match, and can avoid matching with players at a different level. As we felt the previous system didn't accomplish this, we felt it was necessary to attempt something new, such as merging the modes. We've also included systems other than points so that your floor placement is determined not only by the results of your matches but by the content of the matches as well. So basically, they did away with points or any sort of like ranking system to determine like how far you are. So like in Grand Blue and like DBFZ and all the other system where games and rank, you have like points or like a ranking, and if you win or lose, they go up or down. So our system works said, we don't want you guys to feel the need to avoid matches because you're afraid of losing your points. So we've done away with all that, and now your ranking is going to be evaluated not only based on your matches but on like the results of the match, like how you played in the match, which is pretty interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, question 3. In the console version of XR, player rankings were also affected by ranked matches. What are some of the plans for system in Guilty Gear Strive? Personally, I'd be happy if there was an option for long sets rather than only best of 3s. That would impact your ranking. Answer: we don't currently have plans for long sets that impact your rating. I also enjoy the system personally, but having ranking impacted by repeated matches because between the same players could potentially disrupt the balance of the ranking system. However, we have plans for a point and ranking system separate from matchmaking that allows players across the world to compete with one another. We'll share more information about this system at a later date. So the point system technically didn't get taken away. It got taken away from ranked matches, but they apparently are making something for another mode. They're apparently putting it in another mode for something. So that's something to think about. In the previous game, I felt there was an issue where too many players reached the highest rank, and those players would stop playing ranked matches. Do you have any thoughts on this? Thanks for your time. Answer: in Guilty Gear Strive, there is a special floor only for players with truly top skills. This floor has a special system where players lose the right to enter unless they maintain a certain record within the determined time period. We designed it so that players can feel proud if they manage to reach and maintain their position at the top level. So basically, once people reach the top, like the highest rank in a certain game, they would just stop playing ranked in general, and they would just start playing casual matches because there's nothing else to reach for. But what they're doing now apparently is that when you reach the top floor, you're going to be in the top lobby, but you also have to maintain the lobby by probably winning a certain amount of matches at a certain amount of time. So you have to meet like a deadline. So you got to win like 10 matches before next week, or you're going to get demoted, something like that probably. Question 5. What are the plans to ensure people can match and rematch as quickly as possible after booting up the game? Answer. It's possible to wait for a match in training mode under certain conditions set by the player, going from the main menu without having to enter the lobby screen. After the match, players return to training mode without a loading screen, making it possible to begin searching for the next opponent quickly. This means that players who want to get in as many matches as possible, as well as those who don't enjoy moving around in lobbies, can use this feature to play stress-free. Okay, so it's basically like they're making it ways to find a match and go from like going from a match to going back to the lobby, or going from a match going back to training mode, or going back to whatever as quickly as possible. So you won't have to like either sit in the lobby and wait for somebody, or you can just do it from training mode, I guess. Okay. Question 6. I'm curious about the lobby system. XR's lobbies, as well as those in the other Arc System Works games, had miniature arcade cabinets and battle kiosks to optimize players into separate areas and allow them to identify whether or not a match is going on. However, Stride's lobbies moved away from the kiosks and allowed players to begin matches wherever they wanted. This unfortunately resulted in large crowds forming in a single area to the point where no one could tell who matched up with who during the closed beta testing event. May I ask, what was the idea behind allowing players to freely match up? Yeah, that's a good question, because in the beta, you could just start a match from wherever you were, and people would just crowd around each other, and you don't know if you got matched with the person you wanted to match with. You can get matched with fucking Johnny Donut from across the street when you try to match with somebody else. Okay, answer. We had the idea of letting players match freely by coming into contact with each other battle-ready players without using settings like an arcade cabinet, even while making prior games. However, I am assure you all know during the closed beta this caused many issues and it was difficult to initiate matches as a result. We'd like to apologize once more for this. We've reworked the system after the closed beta, and currently battle-ready players move to a fixed position in the area. You'll be able to see how it works during the next beta. So they basically fixed it to where when two players are fighting, they'll be moved to a different area instead of just like in the place where they started the battle. So they'll be moved to a different area, which is okay. That's an improvement. They seen their flaws, so they're improving. Question 7. We know that Strive will have crossplay between PS4 and PS5, but we don't know whether PC will join in to create a unified player base. Members of Arc System Works have stated that they want crossplay to become a standard going forward. So what is Team Red's feeling and current situation on PC/PlayStation crossplay in terms of Strive? Answer. We received a lot of requests from the players regarding implementation of crossplay between the PC and console versions. However, there are many problems that need to be overcome before it can be added to the game. At this time, we've decided not to implement crossplay on release. We are, however, looking to implementation in the future. I hope you can support the game as we work towards crossplay implementation. Okay, so crossplay is not going to be a thing on release, but they are working on it, so it might be something later on down the line in a future update. Anyways, that's all that I have for you guys. Okay, so that has been the Developer's Backyard Blog. If you guys want to read everything for yourself, I will leave a link to it down in the description below. I hope all you niggas enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. I'll catch all you niggas later. Bang, bitches.